Hey YouTube, this is Baraka back at you with another video. The title of this video is going to be called Living in a Imperfect World. Life is not what you make of it. Life is the hand of cards that you've been dealt. This life that we live in is not perfect. A lot of times people become indoctrinated growing up as a kid, feeling that they need to have all of these things of the world in order to feel like they are somebody in this world. Like me, for example, I have been indoctrinated since I was a kid that when I become a grown up, I'm gonna have me a nice car, a nice home, a beautiful wife, had me financial stability and financial security. But as a kid going to elementary school, the teacher told me that when you become grown, you're going to drive you a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a BMW, a Lexus, a Mercedes Benz, a Tesla, whatever car that you want, a Maserati, whatever you want, Nick, when you become a grown up. But what she failed to tell me is that all the hoops I'm going to have to jump through, all the work I'm going to have to put in order to get them things. People, especially in elementary schools, don't tell you that you're going to have to do all these tough things and a lot of critical thinking, a lot of schooling, a lot of education, a lot of work and stuff, and a lot of things in order to get these things. But then again, when you turn on the TV, what do you see? You see these people already had these nice things, and it seems like these people haven't put in no work in order to get them. They're just born into money. And over 90% of the population has to work every day for a living. They don't have things handed down to them. But what if you've been that person your whole life that wished that you was born into money, and you see it as unfair that people are born into billionaire families, wealthy families? These people don't know what hard work is because they never had to work in their life. Everything has been handed to them. But what I notice is that the people who have worked for them things tend to appreciate it more over the people who just received a handout from their parents and the hand-me-downs from living in a wealthy situation. Especially me, I always idolize people with lots of money. I always idolize Rolex watches, IWC, International Watch Company watches, high-end Movados, Audemars Piguets, uh, pretty much anything that's fashion and as fashion designer or luxury watch. Like my dream watch is the Romain Jerome Space Invader Pac-Man watch. That's what I like. And that watch costs $17,000. And most people in their lifetime ain't gonna buy no $17,000 watch. They're gonna buy a $17,000 car. Maybe if they get lucky getting a car that cheap, because cars these days are like $20,000 up these days. I remember back in the '90s, you can get you a car for about $15,000 to $16,000. That was actually a really good car. But the good car these days, due to inflation and due to supply and demand and stuff, everything has gone up. The economy. If less people was willing to pay such a high premium for these nice things, then they will lower the price of everything. But I doubt that the people is going to stop buying gas. I doubt the people is going to stop buying groceries, because those are your necessities, which is food, shelter, and water. Those things will never go down because people are always going to need them. Now, back to the main subject of the imperfect world. If life was so good and life was so positive, why you got so many people born with autism like me, born with Asperger's syndrome, born with mental retardation, born with bipolar, schizophrenia, born with one eye, born deformed, born with no legs, born as conjoined twins, and born imperfect? Because I always wonder, people always say life is perfect and just be positive and this and that. But look at the big picture. One thing about positive people, they are delusional. See, negative and realistic people look at the big picture. The big picture is that it's not as sunshiny as it is in life. Not everything is peaches and cream and glamorous. You turn on the TV, what do you hear about? Murders and killings and stuff. What about all these men like me in the world that is being denied a life, a sex life, a romance life? We can't find mates because we're not attractive enough. That's a sign of imperfection. Because it literally has to be hundreds of thousands of guys out here without a mate in their life, without having anybody in their life. Why did I go through so much adversity in life? Why was I bullied? Why was I rejected by so many women? Why did people call me ugly and stuff? Why was I, jumped on at the park by 3 guys in this gang and got this ugly mark on my face I got to remember the rest of my life? Life is not perfect. How come, my uncle had to die when he was 52 years old that I really loved and cared about? Why did I have so many problems in life? Why did I go through so much in life? Yeah, I had my necessities, but then again, my life has been hell. I never had that many friends, never been that popular, never had that much money. I ain't good looking. I'm ugly as fuck. So people always want to paint this glamorous picture that life is perfect. Life is not perfect. Life is hard out here. You go out here, you go to school, so much homework, so much shit you got to do. And then when you do your work is totally scrutinized. Even applying for a job, what you put in your resume is scrutinized too. They don't judge you by the person that you are. They're going by what's on your resume. And finding an employer who totally goes by your character is very rare these days. I only had one employee who went by my character, and it was Nordstrom Rack. But I quit that job because I didn't like the job, and I was having tendencies of my Asperger's syndrome and having meltdowns dealing with the tough, difficult people out here. Even having a job every day is challenging because you got to deal with all types of different personalities. Yes, people are only people and people are only human, but people can do some fucked up shit to you. They can say some fucked up things to you. And if you ain't strong enough in your head, you ain't going to be able to hold down a job. Having a job is tough. Going to school is hard. Hell, trying to get in shape, eating healthy, disciplining yourself is tough. Everything in life out here is a challenge. There is no easy way doing nothing. Even the people who do get money the illegal way, they have to sell drugs, hide from cops, look over their back constantly. Their life is always in danger. So whatever way you do in order to prosper wealth is going to be a challenge to get there. Everything out here is a challenge. Some people are either built for it and some people are not built for it. Not everybody is built to deal with people like me. See, I have autism / Asperger's syndrome. And let me tell you something. This disorder has really made it really challenging and tough for me to deal with people. Like, I get nervous around people. I feel so awkward. I start doing weird movements, showing my nervousness. My body language obviously shows that I'm uncomfortable around people. Because I just been through so much stuff, I really don't trust women. I think all women are liars. All of them are cheaters. None of them actually can love you without you having something to offer. Like, unconditional love doesn't exist when you're unattractive. Unconditional love exists when you're really fine and really sexy to women. And I just feel that this world, something needs to happen. Something's got to give. Some troll or some monkey or some ape got to throw a big ass wrench in the goddamn machine for it to go malfunction and break and tear up in order for things to change in this world, because it's not changing, it's getting worse. I remember back in the 90s, before we had all this technology, people were more friendlier, people were nicer. Now you see everybody eyes are glued on the cell phone, they all self-centered. Nobody's nice no more these days. Everybody's out for themselves. Everybody's out to use you, to abuse you. And it is what it is, because the 90s were more nicer. People played baseball games, soccer games, had picnics in the park, outdoor grilling and stuff. Ever since the 2000s came, people have changed. Even women back in the 90s. If I was this age back in the 90s, I would have had a girlfriend because people were nicer back then. So pretty much that's it. Just getting off my chest. Goodbye.